episode of Chatty Broads with Becca and Jess.
I couldn't wait again. I had to just do it.
Grayston does this. I mean, I would say every other week where he goes, you were right about to start. And he starts it and he goes, oh shit.
Sometimes he hands me a beer in the house and I'm just talking to him and Jess and I just open it right there. Cause I'm just like, it's unconscious. Like, oh, there's beer in my hand.
I know. It's like, it's so automatic. But I mean, when you have a refreshing ice cold beer, not drinking it is one of the hardest temptations. I think it's in the Bible. It's like, God won't, what does it say? It's like, people say this stuff like, God won't give you more than you can handle.
Dude.
Well,
yeah.
I would say that that's too much. I can't handle it.
Just to hold on to one and not open it?
Do you ever just unconsciously do stuff and then just realize?
Yes, all the time.
Why did I do that?
All the time. Yeah.
You're talking to someone and then you just do it and then you just realize you're like, I just opened up. Like I've done that with people's like presents. Like we bought a present for someone and then I just opened it up, just ripped the package and everything. And then I'm just like looking at it going, that was for somebody.
I'll do stuff where like I'm in your house for the very first time. And if we're in your kitchen just hanging out, I'll open your fridge.
You know what's funny you say that?
I'll just start looking, like I'll get bored in the kitchen.
Right.
I mean, like snacks, what kind of snacks do you got? And I'll just start like opening up your fridge, like while you're in the middle of talking. I'll just look through the whole thing.
And we just met.
That
is so incredibly opposite of me because of I don't know if it was how I was raised or like the scenarios I was in as a kid, but like that was terrifying to me. Like the idea of opening up someone, like I remember being a kid, having a buddy of mine, going to his house, mom and dad weren't home, and we're upstairs and we're like, oh, we need some snacks. And he's like, yeah, just go downstairs in the cabinet and grab some chips in there. And I go, okay. And as I'm opening up, like mom walks through the front door, who I had never met. And I just remember like the feeling of like, she said I could. I'm sorry. Like it was like I'm caught.
Not stealing from you.
Yeah, and yet like that was like I remember just the humiliation and the fear of like I promise. And you're just saying you have the opposite. You just don't mind. You're just like because when you think about it, it's not really that big of a deal at all. But it is funny how like it is, if you're not comfortable with it, it does feel like like you're violating someone.
It's like a thing. Like I don't know. I've just always been comfortable around it. Like with my friends, we'll do the same thing. I have a few friends who do the same shit. Like we're very similar in these behaviors of like, it drives Becca insane, especially if my one friend, Andy, if we're together, this fool talks to everyone. Like if you're at a restaurant, waiter's not getting away without like 5 or 6 questions from Andy.
Oh, you mean about the food?
No, just
like, hey, so that's cool sunglasses.
Like how you doing?
Oh, we just
have you been on shift for a while?
Oh,
yeah.
just
how long have you been working
guy.
Here? Oh, like yeah, he'll just start. Yeah, and it's like, dude, no one. At least that's Veronica and Becca. Like, no one fucking is asking these. Like, what are you doing? You know, it's like it's breaking the like the play that we're all supposed to act in. Of like, oh, welcome to the restaurant. Here's like the things that are not listed on the menu. Would you like some drinks now? And it's like they're expecting like yes, no, oh yes, we'd like to hear about this stuff. No one's like wants you to be like, oh yeah, you look tired.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, okay.
Do you know, like
100%. You know what's funny about that is like that is a type of person, and that's also the type of person that does make a certain other type of person mad. Because it's specific, and it's funny because it's like when you just boil it down, all it is friendliness. But if you're not in the mood for that type of thing, it's like you're ruining the vibe. I am not that guy until I'm on vacation,
and then you're that guy,
and then I'm that guy. Then all of a sudden it's like people sit next to us on vacation and I'm just like, they kind of look over.
Hey.
No, I mean, no. I won't like make the jump, but I won't shut down the jump.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if they're like, oh, it's crazy, right? Where are you guys from? You know, Jess is a little bit more like, California. And then let's get back to our conversation.
Hey, thanks, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, California. You know, next thing you know, I'm off.
Where are you from?
Exactly.
Where are you from?
I could be that guy big time, dude. If I'm comfortable and relaxed and drinking, I'm that guy. Now, I'm not like it's getting everyone on the bar, but I definitely am the guy that's like, totally. And then by the end of the day, we're all friends. I can be that guy. Yep. Which, if you're not in the mood, can probably be extremely annoying.
Imagine that just like any opportunity.
I think the difference, though, the reason why Jess is that way too easily. Mm-hmm. People love talking to Jess. Where I don't have the problem where it's like anytime I open my mouth, people want to start like being friends. Jess tends to be that way. Like if she starts talking to someone, all of a sudden they're like, so when are we hanging out? You know? And I don't think I'm nearly as much, so I can kind of more freely just be like hanging out. So she's a little bit like, I know that I have to protect myself or else people will start being like calling, you know? But it is funny how I can be that guy and say, hey, what about, hey, it is nice. Yeah, the weather's great these days. Like, it's just like, Evan.
Andy, and my buddy, he also does stuff where he's like, it's part of it is like having worked in restaurants. If you've worked in restaurants, there's like just this like other thing.
I worked in restaurants. You get used to small talk.
There's also a vibe though where you like know how hard everyone is working. Oh. This fool will not like want them to work hard for him. Oh. So he will just like go do shit at a restaurant. Like he'll be like,
pick up a plate and put it down by the thing. And you're like, dude, that's not.
Oh, I want something. And he'll just be like, oh, they probably have like extra forks like right over here. And he'll just go like grab it. And he'll just be like, oh, I just didn't want to bother you. But it's also like, bro, like you don't work here.
Like, that was awkward because you like went behind the counter.
Totally. Yeah. he'll just fucking do that shit.
Right.
Gives zero fucks on that stuff. Just walks up, just gets it. He's like, yeah, it's faster this way.
How funny.
Dude. It's confident, but it can definitely that's the
be
same,
a little awkward.
Well, it's the same thing of just being comfortable walking into someone's house and just being like, what's up, dude?
Right.
Be like, can I have a glass of water? It's like, obviously, like I'm gonna have the glass of water. It's like, let's just save ourselves this little bit.
That's like there's a scene from Curb Your Enthusiasm, where like the repair guy just goes into Larry David's thing and grabs like a lemonade, and he just goes, "What did you just do?" It's such a funny. He's like, "Did you just grab yourself a lemonade?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm working. I grab a lemonade." He's like, "Did you just thought you could grab a lemonade from my?" That's like, you know what's funny about the fact that because I have noticed about you. You know what I mean? You're like, "Ooh, gummies, I'll grab these," or whatever, and I never think about it, but. Now that you say that, you and Becca are both the same that way. But
Becca, I think, is way worse than I am.
Oh, really?
That, though, yeah. Just she, like, Becca will like her whole family, dude. I called her family out on this, and
are they rummagers?
Dude, they were
foragers?
all like, oh, I mean, no, dude, they're pickers.
Okay, what does that mean?
They pick. So, like, if you are cooking a meal.
They'll come by, grab a little piece of steak. Grab a little thing.
Whole family, dude.
So they're all like, oh, this looks good. Take a little spoonful, grab it.
Bro, it drives me insane. And I was talking to her mom.
You're like, wait till it's served.
I was talking to her mom about it, and like her brother and dad were like in the room, and I like brought it up. And she was like, oh, I mean, she's like, I do that all the time. I was like, no, like, do not like make this okay. And then they like joked about it to her brother, and her dad's like, oh yeah. He's like, half the time, like the meal never even makes it. And it's true.
They'll kind of eat 3/4 of it before the time it's servable.
Becca will get like, oh, look, I'm kind of full actually, like before the meal's even served.
And you're working on it, so you feel like you betrayed the process, which is it needs to be presented.
Yes. And when I brought this up for support from her family, they were all like, we all do that.
You were absolutely not. You were the minority.
Completely.
They were, wow.
This was an interesting conversation I had with her mom. This is the last one.
Yeah.
We were in an argument over like household chores, Becca and I. Over like just things that So people all have things that they're willing to do, and then there's like the
things that kind of make you gratified when you do them, and then the things that are like, I'll do anything other than that.
Well, there's things where you're like for instance, I don't ever like want to clean behind the toilet. Like anytime I lived by myself, the thought of like cleaning behind the toilet,
you'd clean kind of the front area and then just be like,
it's like around it. Yeah, like all the places, everywhere I'd walk, basically.
Right.
Of
course.
Just one of those things. It's
out of sight, out of mind.
Becca can do that. She can't do dishes.
She hates dishes.
Hates dishes. Same thing where I'm like, dude, the bathroom's dirty.
Right.
Dishes aren't dirty. Dishes, it's just food. She's like, bathroom's just your body. That's not dirty. She's like, that shit is old trash food and moldy and gross and yucky.
Interesting.
So anyway, we were in this thing where I was like, yeah, but this stuff has to be split. Like if someone's telling you that like this is important to them, they don't want to be doing this stuff by themselves anymore, don't you think you should meet halfway, or like there should be some give?
Right, like you clean behind my shitty toilet, I'll do dishes kind of thing.
Becca's mom goes, she goes, well, no, I think people should just be able to say like, no, they're just not going to do that. And you just have to accept they're just not going to do that. And I was like,
so she's not really supportive of you and your views in regards to the household.
I was like, what?
Wait, so then what would be the solution to, hey, I don't want to clean, like if you said, I will not clean behind the toilet, is the argument the other person now has to do it? Is that kind of the thing?
Someone's got to do it.
Right.
I don't know, dude. I was like,
so what if you both have a standstill?
It just blew my mind. That was like my whole thing was like, what if there's no, like that cannot be.
That's not the solution.
The situation that there's no give. But right. I was like, what?
I will not pay that bill. Like your ass company's like, okay.
I just love it. I've like tried to bring it up a few times of just like do this, and it's just like, no.
Oh, you mean like you to Becca?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I need you to do this. Whatever.
No, I'm just not. I just.
So then what happens? Okay, now what happens if you then go on strike?
I don't understand how.
Have you ever gone on strike and been like, well, I'm not going to do the dishes either, and then just see what happens?
I've threatened to.
What? Well, then she go, hey, can you do the dishes?
No, now Becca does. Now she does actually the dishes quite a lot.
So she broke through that barrier.
I won that one.
Oh,
I won that one.
Wow.
I guess you could say that.
Congrats.
In the power struggle, in the power battle, that battle over time, that war seems to have gone toward in my favor.
You've gotten
wins. I'm suddenly in a better mood.
Yeah, you're like, one for the home team.
One for the home team.
That's funny, dude. It is funny how like there's certain chores that like,
dude, it's living with
satiating,
someone.
but just are satiating, and then some that are just like, that's the worst. You know what I mean?
Taking out the trash.
Yeah, I hate that one.
Always the worst.
Yeah. Like, I'd much rather wipe something down or sweep or do anything, but like taking it out is such a journey. You know when you're a full
fucking fledged adult is when you get your trash cans out the night before trash collection.
You have to.
And not like right when the trash.
Not when you hear it and you go, oh shit, and you're running out in your underwear.
Dude, that's me and Becca 50% of the time.
Yeah. Because you're just like, wait, oh yeah. See, what helps is when I'm coming home, I see all the trash cans out. And then I go, oh. But if it was left to my own, and let's say I had no neighbors and I lived out somewhere, I would think I'd forget every time.
Dude, why do you think everyone makes their kids do it?
Right, it sucks.
No one wants to do it.
Even though it's a 3-second chore.
It's the hardest one. It's the worst
but
one.
But it takes no time.
It's like load the dishwasher. It's like, like.
Yeah, you're right. No. See, for me, because I was actually thinking, what's my least favorite? Unloading the dishwasher.
I'd rather.
It literally, I don't know what it is, but I just would rather just never have the dishes again. I hate them.
Dude, it almost shows you how stupid the shelves are, because you might as well just pull all the dishes out of the dishwasher and then fill up the sink with dirty dishes. And then when the sinks fill and the dishwasher's empty, load it back up.
Right.
And then just pull them all out of it. Otherwise, you're just shifting things around unnecessarily.
But I guess you could say that for like clothing or really anything. You just pull out of the dryer and put it on the floor, and then you just pick clothes out of it and you put it back in the thing.
You know when you used to fight doing stupid things like brushing your teeth? Just be like, no, like why would I brush my teeth? Brushing my teeth is stupid. I distinctly remember making the argument that brushing your teeth is dumb because you're just going to eat another meal and then they're going to be all dirty again.
Right. No, I mean, that's a classic, like, 16-year-old don't want to make the bed. I'm going to have to get into it later anyways.
Sense.
Right.
Why should I clean my room for the guests?
I mean, how many times?
That's a facade. That's not me. If they want to see me, they can accept my room how it is.
Have you seen that? Like,
why are they even going in my room?
It's like an Instagram video where it's like how my mom thinks guests come over, and then they open the door and they go running room to room and go wiping countertops and checking every little thing.
I remember being that why are they coming in my room?
Right.
What business does the guest have with me in my fucking room, woman? Why is this even a conversation?
Right.
Why are they coming in? Why are they even stepping foot? Why are they trying to breathe the air of my domain?
Okay, Broad Squad, quick pause from the bros. So listen, I can admit to you all that I am down to try pretty much any trend, at least once, even the health trends. I just like to know, I want to see what the hype is all about. So, of course, when all of the talk about gut health and prebiotics and probiotics started numerous years ago, I was all over it. I tried a lot of products, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I wasn't very impressed. I knew gut health was so important, but the products I was using, I just wasn't seeing any results, and I was pretty much ready to call the whole thing a wash. But then, thank goodness, I tried Seed, and hold up, because I had a change of heart. Wow, I love Seed so much. Seed's broad spectrum 2-in-1 probiotic plus prebiotic capsule is the real deal, and I have been forever hooked since the day I started using Seed. And listen, there's actually a reason that Seed delivers results where other gut health products don't, and that's because Seed has created a special capsule-in-capsule technology which protects the 24 specially formulated strains straight through the GI tract for delivery into the colon. This ensures that you're gonna see those maximum results. I was so surprised at how quickly I saw results in myself and how things just kept getting better from there. Like I said, I am hooked. Almost right away, I started to just notice more overall comfort with all my GI issues. I wasn't having as many bathroom issues. I will leave it at that. I feel like overall I had more energy. I felt like my skin was looking more vibrant. I mean, really, the list goes on. I had no idea so many benefits could all stem from your gut health. But wow, I am enjoying the result. I love Seed so much. I'm going to keep using it for forever. Start a new healthy habit today. Visit seed.com/chatty and use code chatty to redeem 20% off your first month of Seed's DS01 Daily Symbiotic. That's seed.com/chatty and use code chatty. Seed.com/chatty, code chatty.
Dude, I remember my brother's room. He was like maybe 15, and I came home and I just was like, oh, is Brent here? And I was like, yeah. And I went up to his room and I remember opening up it, and you couldn't see the floor anywhere. It was 2 feet high of just clothing and water bottles and just whatever. And I remember just being like, and I remember I wasn't allowed to get it that dirty. And I looked at my mom and I was just like, dude, you guys are just the worst. Like, you were on me about the clean room, and you've just lost all energy and just let this kid live in squalor. It was insane. I'd never seen
your younger brother.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Because the youngest is always like their parents don't try anymore.
They don't care anymore.
They could care less. They're like, oh yeah, I guess they survive.
They also realize, all the effort is it doesn't matter.
Right.
That's what I tell myself with my kids.
You're like, I'm trying to make them all.
I don't know why we're trying to do so much. None of it matters. Just let them.
You're like, life is meaningless. There is no God.
If by the 5th child nothing matters, why should it matter for the first child? Unless you think that they've actually whittled it down to what actually does matter. So it's like they do the minimal amount of work, the minimum required. It's like when your first week on a new job, when you get hired on a new job, your first week, you're like the best employee of all time.
Right.
By like week 3, it's an old hat and you're like completely over it, and you're just making it through every single day,
Right.
That's probably what it's like by the time your other kid's like that.
It's like that.
I mean,
I always
with
let
more
everyone else
kids.
take the high road, so there's plenty of room for me on the low road. No, I don't
traffic
think.
on the
I
low
don't
road.
think that parents. I truly believe that parents don't figure it out and then have it boiled down to a science with the youngest. I think they're exhausted and they don't really care that much anymore. Like, I swear, I honestly don't think it's like, we've refined the science.
I feel that way.
I think they're like, no, we had energy with it first. The second one, we tried to figure out, but we were also trying to be a little more chill. And by the third one, we're exhausted and we just can't wait till they get out of the damn house so that we can go to our vacation home. Like, it's literally that. Like, there's no question there. They weren't with my brother being like, ooh, scientifically, we figured out exactly what works. They were just like, cool, do whatever. Like,
I feel like that now, just 3 years into it.
right.
They're starting to hit each other.
Oh, yeah, they're starting to push
just starting
that.
to fight and pinch and do all that
Right.
stuff. And it was more so like now at this point, I'm like done with the like, don't do that. We don't do that to people. I'm now just trying to like tell like, Frank, if you bite Ruth, she's going to hit you.
Right, she's going to bite you back.
Yeah. Like I had this conversation with Ruth the other day. And I said, Ruth, this is why I'm telling you, you shouldn't hit Frank. When Frank hits you, what do? She goes, I cry. I go, okay, what do you want to do after you cry? She goes, hit Frank.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, yeah. Then what does Frank want to do? She goes, cry. And I was like, okay, yeah, but she goes, oh, hit me. And I was like, yeah, and then what do you want to do? She's like, hit Frank.
Right.
And I was like, you see what's going on there? She's like, yeah. And I was like,
And she's like, yeah.
yeah. Literally. I was like, so what do you want to do? She's like, okay, daddy, like, I get it. I was like, whatever. And I was just like, bro, like the moment she gets out,
Yeah.
bro, this fool busted his lip open today, dude.
What was he doing? Just like running around?
Getting out of the bathtub.
Slip.
Yeah. Ruth jumped out first, and we always tell him, we're like, guys, just wait. Don't like, there's no hurry to get out of the bathtub. Just let us like help you get out of the bathtub.
Right. And they're like,
Frank's just trying to catch up to Ruth, just face plants.
Right on like the tile.
Yeah, I guess I got called to come home.
Oh, you weren't there. You got called. Okay, got it.
They were with their nanny, and it was like, oh my gosh, like Frank's really bleeding. Like, Becca's like, I'm still far away. Can you just leave work right now and go home? I was like, yeah.
Dang,
Showed
this
up.
was earlier
I had
today.
no idea what I was going to get into, and then just showed up, and it was like, dude, center of his bottom lip, just fat. His mouth is all swollen.
Oh, it hurts. Yeah, they don't get it either.
The kids, dude, they're so little. It's kind of cute when they're all hurt and stuff, and they just want you.
Yeah, it's like, someone protect me.
Isn't that? And now I get like when I would be sick as like a teenager, and my mom would just like be so happy.
Right.
Doting on you.
Yeah,
or like when
cuddly.
you're injured, you're all fucked up, like break your arm, and your mom is so happy. When a teenager like just totally wrecks themselves, their mom are secretly so happy.
God, my parents. What your experience was so different than mine.
Really?
My parents were not that
I
way
was
at all. My parents were just like, what happened? And they're like, oh, okay. All right, well, we'll see it. Like, it was just like, oh, your room's up, like whatever you need, your room's upstairs. You couldn't figure it out. You can walk, right?
That's
okay.
Sucks.
Like, they definitely weren't the parent. They were,
That
they raised us
sucks for you.
extremely independently, and so it was just never the thing.
Call it what you want, Evan. My mom loved me.
Dude, I think that's beautiful. It's funny. I love when Ember's sick because she's so cute. She's just kind of like. First of all, she's like me though. She never gets sick. Whenever she's sick, she used to be sicker when she was younger, like little kid colds and stuff, and she'd just be like in bed, like, you could watch a show, and you just watch a show next to you, like cuddled up like a little puppy. That was the best.
Come here.
Right.
Bitch.
And it's the only time she calmed down.
Ruth tells me to get out.
Right.
Get out of my room.
Is she in that age now?
Yeah, put her in bed. Just get out.
Yeah. Ember has a new thing. I go, you're going to live with me forever. You know that? I go, yeah, I said, we're going to live together forever. You're never going anywhere. You're stuck with me for life. And she goes, no, Dad, I'm moving out actually pretty soon. And I go, really? She goes, well, here's the thing. She goes, will you help me buy a house? And I said, I mean, you got to start working to help me out. I can't buy you a house. And she goes, okay, well, if I work, and she found like $20, she's like, is this enough? And I was like, not quite. And then she was like,
She
okay.
just found $20.
Well, it was like, I don't know. We had like money on the table or something. And then she just grabs it and was like, is this enough? But it was like, okay. I was like, listen, if you can afford to buy your own house, you can move out. Like that was the deal. You know what I mean? And she's like, okay. Well, how about this? I won't exactly move out, but I'll have a place where my stuff is. And then I can go grab the stuff that I need, like coloring books and whatever. And I was like, okay. And then we started talking about, so I told her, I'm like, well, you're never moving anywhere. You're living with me forever. You know, like kind of teasing her. And she goes, no, Dad, I'm moving to Hawaii. And I go, what? And she goes, I'm moving to Hawaii and I'm living alone. And I was like, well, can I come visit you? She goes, yes, you can live with me for a little bit, for like maybe a week, but then you have to leave. And I was like, well, how about like, can I live near you? And she's like, yeah, but not too close. And I was like, okay, so I can live kind of close to you in Hawaii. And she's like, that's fine.
That's fine.
She's 6 years old. She's already like, I'm living in Hawaii. Okay. And I'm going to have like a storage unit, clearly, because that's where my stuff goes. It's insane.
I want to appear to be a minimalist.
Yeah, I want to appear to be a minimalist. But it is funny. Yeah, she's just in this very like, listen, Dad, I love you, but like I do need my space. Like I am 6, and I'm thinking if she's doing this at 6, I mean,
what are you doing?
When she's 14, it's gonna be just like I'm starting my own company, and I need you to get out of my business. I'm doing my taxes right now.
Just shut up, Dad, and loan me the money.
I'm on a business call. You're making me look unprofessional.
Stop.
She does the thing now too, where I pull up to school with the music on. She goes, Dad, turn it off. And I'm like, she's like, thanks. Like, this is just so embarrassing. I mean, she's 6, dude. I'm already embarrassing her.
I love that.
Insane.
That's so funny. And you guys are probably cool parents.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm way cool, dude. What you have no idea what it was like to have not like.
Every fiber of me wants to be uncool.
Right.
Like the stuff that excites me is like 90s dad style.
Oh gosh. Just like humiliating.
Well, I was thinking about it. I was like, dude, this shirt, I got the shirt too baggy to be able to pull it off. But if I had this like smaller, like more form fit.
If it was like form fitted, like that would not be a good look.
Tucked into like a nice like
slacks.
faded pair of blue jeans.
Right.
Dad. Mm-hmm. Serious dad vibes. I love that.
I don't know what it was for you. For me, it was movie theater. That was the like, do not pull up to the front of the movie theater and drop me off. Like I need to be around the corner to make it look like I skated here.
Bro, what is it about? Did your friends loiter in front of the movie theaters?
Just like hang out?
Yeah.
No, but like it wasn't the movie theaters, but it was like that's because it was a little far from our house. But like we would loiter in front of like a Carl's Jr. or like a ice cream shop or something. It was just kind of like wherever we could go, where we had enough room to like skateboard around or hang out. But like the movie theater was a little like out. But that's what it was. Like, no, but you're right. You'd show up an hour before a movie and just hang and see people from your school. What's up? And then kind of go in. Epic, simple times.
God, dude, being like 13, hitting up AIM
and just being so insecure,
logging into AIM and then just being like, where's everybody at? Are you guys going to the promenade later? Oh yeah, well I might take the bus later. See you guys down there.
See you, Becky.
And just have like hair slightly over the eyes.
Just be like Cassandra.
It's like a zip up hoodie and just like have the hood on.
Just so chill.
And just like kind of have the sleeves like this. Just like, hey. Just like hang out. Just like hang out and loiter.
Dude, I went to Hollywood Horror Nights this last week.
Ooh, was it fun?
It was fun. We go every year. It's kind of like at this point, it's like, I think we're on year 4 or 5. It's a blast. Have you ever been?
Dude, I am low-key kind of like scared of all that stuff.
Oh, see, I love to hear that because I had a feeling you wouldn't be. I had a feeling like I could see you going 2 ways, which is like terrified or straight up being like, I mean, how much are you getting paid an hour to act? You know what I mean? Like I could see you either completely not getting it and just like analyzing it like a scientific thing, or like terrified, which is like, it's not fun if you analyze it. It's a blast if you're terrified.
Yeah, I get spooked by those things. I know someone's going to pop out.
We need to go then.
Where is it?
Hollywood Horror Nights at Universal Studios.
At Universal Studios. Okay.
Yeah, it's really fun. We just went. It's awesome.
What about
And
like
if you're
going?
spooked, that's the
Why do
best
you
way
always
to
go
be.
to? Why always Universal Studios? Why not Knott's?
That one sucks.
Really, the Knott
not
one
even
sucks.
close
I was
to as
as
scary.
a little kid, dude. Oh my god,
but
the
like,
Knott's Berry Farm
it's
one
not
was so
even
scary.
in the same ballpark of production. Like Universal
Really?
Studios is like a 20 out of 10 production.
Okay.
You
We
know,
should go.
Knott's is kind of like fun and silly, but it's
We
like
should
a
go.
little spooky at times. But yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. We had a blast. We go every year with different people, and it's like it's really fun.
Then
and
you go at night.
yeah, it's
At
like
Universal, do they do the Harry Potter World up?
everything.
Harry Potter World's haunted?
And Harry Potter World is haunted Harry Potter style.
I love
So
this.
they have like the guys who are like the scary bad guys
I've
in
never
Harry
even
Potter.
thought about that. I bet they do it for Christmas too.
They do everything with Harry Potter. Yeah.
Dude, I heard someone told me to bring in rum to put in the butterbeer. I didn't think about it when I went.
Make
It's
it a little
too
bit
sugary
of
otherwise.
It's so insane. I tried it last time I was there and I was like,
It's not what it
"Whoa."
tastes like to me.
It's not authentic. It's like a kid's sugar drink. But it was funny. There was like this thing. I had a moment of analysis when we were, because you go through these mazes, and the mazes are like,
Finished my beer and I've got to open up the butt fridge.
you guys, something has died in my fridge. It's the back fridge, so I never check it out. But I think there's like a steak gone bad.
my God, dude.
Because we opened it up and it literally just smelled like a horrible like locker room.
I thought Evan farted and just like wasn't saying anything. And I was like, it was like I could taste it. And I was just like, dude, did you just like, oh. And he was like, no, I didn't.
It's really bad too because we opened it and it lingered for probably 25 minutes.
Evan, before we started filming, was swirling a blanket around, trying to, and the thing is, I'm in here, I'm basking in here, just melting in it. We've become one. He had to run inside to go get something, so he comes back, and when you leave a room and come back,
Oh, dude.
when you're like, no, it doesn't smell in here.
I came in and it was just
here.
like I entered into the butt.
Oh my god,
I like how you call it the butt fridge.
dude, that's what it smells like. It smells like the
It's a
inside
fart
of butt.
fridge, dude. Make it quick. Go. The problem is you don't smell it right away. You don't smell it right away. Just give it 2 minutes, and all of a sudden, this whole room will.
Box of beer out because
Of the butt fridge.
yeah, did
You
it
smell the beer.
Was the beer smell like butt?
Oh my god.
Dude, my grandpa had this fridge, like his bait fridge that he
Oh,
would keep
jeez.
in the tackle room
Yeah.
in the boathouse. If you put stuff in there, that's like it just smelled like worms.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Worms have a like, dude.
Oh, it's a
that-
distinct. Well, it's formaldehyde. It's that like formaldehyde. Like
that's what it is from worms.
I think so because
like when you get them in the little cardboard
You mean they're alive or dead?
alive.
Oh, I don't know about that. Never mind. I was thinking about the dead ones.
No, I'm talking about just like live worms.
Probably
Some
just-
night crawlers.
Yeah, it's
baby.
probably just like the smell of like manure
big
and like
fat boys.
yeah. I don't know, but I mean dead earth and decaying flesh which is what they eat. I can't imagine it's a
I just remember getting like there's always funny snacks in that fridge. You open it, and
Yeah,
it's just
like,
worm. Just worm hits you.
Dude, that's like the other day I had I have this little bag I carry around. It's like my little purse. And in the bottom of it I had some cologne, like a little thing. And then I had mints down there. And clearly, like the bag had gotten squished, and the mints had been soaked in cologne. So I just took a big old mint, popped it, and just was immediately it was like it was like I had like a cologne mint, and it was just immediately like I almost threw up. It was
Perfume
horrible.
and cologne. Like if you get that shit in your mouth,
Oh,
tastes
it's
so bad.
wild. So it was soaked, and I just popped it, and it was like it lit my whole body on fire.
Dude, are you ready for a fun fact? A weird fun
Love
fact
fun facts.
about perfume.
Perfume.
There's a thing. Wow, the name is escaping me right now. There's a cyst that forms inside of a whale's head.
What?
So like whales have this huge oil storage thing like in the front of their heads.
Yeah.
It has to do with like their ability to like dive deep and then resurface, but they have the front of their heads is filled with this huge thing of oil. And the world for a long time, like light, we didn't burn candles.
We burned that.
We burned whale oil. That was like what whale hunting was about. Like before electricity, whale oil.
By the way, are you smelling the fart?
It's starting to hit me.
Just hit me, dude. Like, it's by the way, you guys, he opened up the fridge for 1.5 seconds, and the room is already filling with like the smell.
So, anyway, oh fuck. Well, so there's a thing that can form in the whale's head, and they like it's used for perfume.
Whoa.
And there's one where the sperm whale eats fucking giant squid, and everything breaks down in their body except for the squid beak, and a hard ball of stuff will form around the squid beak, and then the whale will like cough that shit up like a hairball. And if you find that, that's like the number one, that's like the most expensive perfumes in the world are made from this fucking ball of like
whale hairball?
Whale, yeah, squid beak.
My question is, how do you go from like finding that disgusting ball to being like, you know what might work for this? The smelly stuff we spray on ourselves. Like, how does that even become a thing?
It's like whale ball used for perfume.
Whale ball.
You like that?
Ball head and whale ball.
Ambergris, ambergris.
Whoa.
A solid waxy substance originating in the intestine of the sperm whale.
God.
Yeah, it's been used for medicines and potions.
What?
And in the West, it was used to stabilize the scent of fine perfumes.
Bro, that is a wild fact.
Yeah, if you found that shit floating in the middle of the sea, that was like a massive fortune.
Wow.
Fucking crazy.
Weird.
So weird.
Who's like, man, let me test this out.
Just
I think
floating
it smells
around,
like perfume.
What the hell? Like,
who would have thought that, like, how if I saw a ball that was coughed up from a whale, I'd be like, oh, get rid of that.
How do you even figure it out?
Someone must have seen it one time.
Dude, we have like, I think one of the funniest things is like we look back on history and think that these humans were like so
advanced.
No, I feel we think that they're so stupid. Or like
right.
You look back on people, but like, dude, we are dumb in my mind.
Right.
Because we are like so dependent upon things like this for just basic shit.
Right.
Whereas like, dude, these people were able to like just with nothing like deduce crazy information. Imagine if how many years...
That had to be a mistake, though.
How many fucking years would it take you to just be floating around in the middle of the ocean on a boat and put 2 and 2 together that like this fucking ball of whatever is actually this like thing formed around this beak
but I'm led to
from
believe,
a different animal.
I'm led to believe that like all this stuff, this weird shit like that is a mistake. Like a lantern fell on it and it exploded. And then they were like, wait a second, this dang's whale full of, whatever, like lighter fluid. And then they're like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way some's like,
someone just like got swallowed by a whale and went to light a cigarette.
Yeah, they're like, well, I guess this is it. He's like, well, here I am, just Jonas.
I'm just saying, like, we just fucking, I don't know. I feel like we look back on it and assume that there's like,
sure, that there's, I mean, yeah, people were much more resourceful back then. That's for sure. We're just more like, I'll just order it. Also, just one little passing story.
One.
I know, I just had to say this before. Me and Jess went on a little 2-day getaway. This made me laugh because I just never felt older in my life. Me and Jess went on this 2-day getaway, and in the morning, so we saw the server who was by the pool in the daytime. He was super cool, and he was like, all right, I'll talk to you guys. I'll be here tomorrow. You guys be here? We're like, yeah, cool. We come down the next morning for breakfast at the little restaurant they have, and we both have our sunglasses on and hoodies, and it's like 9 a.m., and he's like, whoa. He's like, what's up, guys? You guys party last night? What'd you guys get into? We went to bed at 9 that night. And it was literally just like, no, we're so tired from life that we just slept 12 hours and then just came to breakfast. And we're so just exhausted still that we're wearing sunglasses and we look like we partied. And that's when I just knew, like,
parents,
it's over.
Yeah.
The party, it's over. The energy's gone. Like, we're
I love that.
You sleep for 12 hours on your vacation.
What'd you guys
and
do?
Someone looks at you and goes, whoa, like, you guys went hard.
Dude, that's when you realize like vacation is really just sleep.
It's recovery.
Just recovery and
it's
rest.
recovery. We're on a marathon and then it's recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, dude, we got the Casa Amor if you watch Love Island.
My notes weren't too great.
Love it. Different fonts.
Yeah.
I love
try
it
to
though.
make sense of them with you.
I mean, there's a lot to get into. I mean,
Casey, my note says Casey serving tea to Brittany.
right.
Actually, this whole paragraph is really good.
And snapped.
To just read my notes.
It's a boy looking bad. You guys, let me read you some of his notes. Casey, by the way, his name's he says the letter K and the letter C. Casey serving tea to Brittany. Brittany serves sauce to Pizza Pete. Pizza boy looking bad. Girls coming hot. Casey hit the deck. Go away in ambulance. Oh my god. Dude, did you know what happened to his leg?
Dead man, Michael throwing a lifeline seems cool as fuck.
Did you see what happened to him? So you know how he hurt his leg?
Yeah.
Like remember how he was like, ow, my leg? Bro, he snapped it into like 20 places and he still hasn't walked. It's been 4 months. He's in a cast still. And then he posted a picture, like 30 screws, plates, everything. He like destroyed his ankle.
How?
The way he fell was just weird and it just snapped it into an oblivion.
I rewound watching him.
It was wild, bro.
I watched him faint a handful of times. It was like one of those things when you're a kid and you just have like the VCR and you're just like zoop, watching that one scene from a movie and you're just like
his body's just because people have no idea why he's passed out.
I mean, fuck.
Michael's next to him and you see Casey kind of like lean on him like he's falling over and he's like, "Oh, what's up, dude? You good?" Like he almost thinks he's drunk
like,
or something.
I don't know what's wrong. Everything's like the way he's talking. He's like, I'm.
Yeah, and it was like a movie.
We were like, is he faking it just to end?
Right, just to make it like a thing.
Dude, then they bring the ambulance and you're the whole, like, imagine if it's one of those scenes where like you're trying to avoid, like you're trying to do whatever it takes to stop these two people from being around each other.
Right.
That you're just like, fuck it, I'll just faint. And then someone's like, call 911.
Right.
And now they're coming and you're like, fuck. Like,
are they still fighting?
Well, no, then you're like, how long do I ride this out until it's like
one of these
producers called 911. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, and he clearly was out of it because he comes to and he's like, "Oh, yeah, no, I just think that was a lot." And then that's when you knew his leg was busted and you knew he really fainted because it was like a delayed reaction to the pain. Do you remember he was like sitting there and all of a sudden he's just like 4 minutes into like him talking to the ambulance, he just goes, "Oh, ow."
Yeah, he's like,
I don't know. He's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
And then you find out later that it snapped into like an oblivion.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, like 20 screws, plates, the whole thing. Still hasn't walked 4 months.
Sucks, dude.
So like he destroyed it.
My mom destroyed her ankle like that.
Yeah. Brutal. That is a wild way to break it too. Just like fainting because of the stress of a like scenario.
Because of the stress, because you decided it was a good idea to go tell some gossip about someone.
Oh, I do agree with him telling her. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like,
it wasn't
if he's
like,
going
dude,
around talking
trust me,
shit.
we've seen people talk shit on this show and we've seen people go behind someone's back. Casey's situation was exceptional. It was just simply motivated by the fact that he despises Peter.
Right.
And wants her to, he wanted her to just fucking humiliate him on TV.
Which
that's
I feel
what
like
he went in for it.
Yeah.
Which like she did a
great job confronting him.
Yeah, I mean he looks terrible.
So insane too, because he's talking to her and she's like, I mean, all you did was fish for compliments the whole time, and she's like, yeah, you were just asking me what my favorite thing about you was, and he goes, yeah, that was like an hour in, like chill. He just was saying shit like I love how he took the color thing seriously. He was like, really?
That's
favorite color? And I was like, no, that was an example of an idea she was trying to like, oh, you're just out of it. Like, but I just love, she did destroy him a couple good ones. She hit him with some good right hooks.
She did.
But my favorite though of the whole thing, I just loved when all the girls went after him.
I loved that. That was my note. The girls come in hot.
Dude, my favorite was Jill. Because Jill just goes, ew, 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 ew. And then she's yelling at him like right in his face. And I was like, I want Jill to be my like enforcer. Like, I want to be hanging with Jill and be like, yo, Jill, we ordered the shrimp and they still didn't bring it. And her just to be like, where's the shrimp?
What's so funny to me though, and like this is something that's so like, he's so incredibly East Coast to me. It's such a specific type of East Coast because when he has like 4 girls screaming at him like that, you think he's phased?
He's like, yo.
He's not phased at all. He's like, yo, like you're coming in. Like you need to step back, dude. Like chill out. Like nothing phases him.
He's clearly used to like being an asshole and being people just, and like being like people hating him. Like he's clearly just like, this is where I live, baby.
Dude, he's the epitome of they hate me because they ain't me.
Dude. He even said, like, it doesn't make sense. He goes, it doesn't line up because, like, you didn't want me, basically.
Yes.
It's like, what do you mean it doesn't line up? Okay, so
that was the one thing where I was like, that was when he said that, I was like, God, I fucking... it's like, I know he's despicable. I know he's all those things.
But I just, like, what world is he living in?
Just that mentality. Imagine having that. Just being, like, dead-eyed to like what you're saying doesn't make sense because how could you not just want me?
Yeah, like if you don't want me, something's wrong with you, and that's really interesting for you that something's broken in your brain.
Being like so concerned about it too, just like whoa.
I could tell you're here for the wrong reasons because you don't like me. Because anyone here for the right reasons would like me. Then my favorite is then when Jacob and like I think it was it Michael? Jacob and someone else goes down to like kind of kick him out. Remember? They're like, all right, we're going to go talk to him. And they go, hey man, we just feel like it's probably, and he goes, hold on. I'm going to leave on my terms. And then he just goes, I'm out of here, guys.
No, he goes, buongiorno.
Right.
I was like, dude, this is how I want Pete to go out. Looking like a dipshit, but also being Pete.
Promoting his pizza.
Nonstop.
It's just the most toxic possible way to be. It's insane. I will say I love how Brittany nailed him. I mean, Brittany's just kind of a baller. She kind of stands on her own 2 feet and she kind of like doesn't let anything get to her too much. She's cool. Yeah, Brittany's like super cool.
Yeah,
she kind of handles herself really well.
I'm really interested to see how she handles herself in the upcoming drama.
I know, because finally, like Brittany's experiencing drama for the first time.
Good for her.
Like Andrew's had drama. Everyone's had a little bit of drama. She's had like almost no drama.
And you know what we get, which I've been waiting for?
Huh?
Fucking Shanae, feisty Shanae.
She's back.
She's ready too. She sees something she wants.
Oh. There's blood in the water.
Dude, everyone seems to want a piece of Tyler as well. This is our third
Tyler. This is Tyler. Dude, Tyler.
This Tyler?
Dude. So with all the new girls come in, right? And it was brutal to do it in front of them.
It was awesome.
Because at least on Love Island, because they stole the idea from Love. You watch Love Island?
Yeah, I think I've seen parts of it.
They stole this idea from Love Island. So they do this in the middle of the show. All of a sudden, all the guys go, or all the girls go to what they call Casa Amor, and they do this thing where then like they bring in other people, but they never show them. And so it's like to bring them when you're exhausted, tired, and like on edge, to show them right when they walk in was absolutely brutal. And that's when all the ladies definitely like hit a wall. Dude,
Victoria, Johnny asked me why I look different.
She goes, it's like the one day I didn't wear makeup.
Why do I look different?
Because he didn't say like, oh, you look super pretty today. It was just like,
you look different. Stop.
Insane.
Dude, but me and Becca were saying, I like the way all the girls look with like their hair all sweaty and like, you know, from the pool just going in and out and being in like no makeup. I thought they all looked great. But yeah, I do like the way I like the it's the elements are against you, so you can't do like this overdone thing. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about?
They're all sweating so profusely.
Right. And you're kind of a couple weeks in too, so you're like you've lowered your like anxiety levels of like I have to put the perfect face on.
And then you see all these girls fresh off the plane, makeup on, hair blown out,
Fresh energy at a 10, not tired, no heartbreak yet, ready to go.
All coming in a line knowing they look phenomenal.
No anxiety, just all
no stress,
the future's
no drama.
bright. No fights.
I loved it. I loved that producers did this. I also love that they didn't immediately let the girls meet their men.
No, they kind of let them stew in it for a second.
Dude, and they're all just broken. They're all broken.
So the girls, dude, my favorite thing is Jill's crying. And I was thinking about like what is it about her that's different when she cries? And I figured out what it is. Everyone else, when they cry, you know, the normal kind of cry is that you kind of hide your face. So like if I'm crying right now, you kind of do one of these, or you kind of look away. She cries out. So she'll just be sitting there and being like, like she'll be looking at everyone and just crying. Like everyone else kind of does the thing where they kind of they kind of are trying not to cry. Jill is like, she lets it go all the way.
Dude, she was saying
the way she cries is just my favorite. She kind of just like lets it go. And there's something about like just she's not playing by like the rules.
Jill's definitely not playing by the rules.
I kind of love it.
She's been like, Jill to me is someone who's like, she has been saying, she's been warning people this whole time of like, don't push me over the edge.
Right.
Don't push me over the edge. And now ABC's gone and pushed Jill over the edge. I did think it was really kind of sad and cute when she was crying and she said that I'm like a penguin. She was crying and she was going like, when she's like, she's basically just being like, I know, what does she say? She's like, I know that Jacob, like, she knows exactly who Jacob is.
Right.
She's like, I'm not expecting Jacob to be like faithful. Like we didn't have that. We didn't whatever. But she goes, but even regardless of me knowing that, she's like, when I'm with someone, I'm with them.
Right.
Until, you know, like we have the conversation. And she's like, I'm like a penguin. And penguins have one.
Oh, yeah, one mate for life.
Penguins have one mate.
Right.
Yeah. It was sad and sweet. It was kind of cute.
She's sweet. She's harmless too. She's just someone who wants to be loved, and she just keeps getting with these people that are like, you know, like to be out and about. And she's like, we're cuddling with her crystals in bed. And
what the fuck was with that?
I loved it. She just was trying to find comfort anywhere she could.
Stop. Am I such a curmudgeon where I'm like,
yeah.
I just do the crystal scene. Yeah. Jill and her crystals rolling around in bed. That scene where they had her just like on her side, losing it.
She was just trying to find something. She was just like,
arranging them.
See, to me, like, she's so harmless and sweet, and she just is like so torn up by this process that like her cuddling with her crystals is like she's just trying to get something. She's just trying to feel some sort.
She was like arranging the rocks in a particular way.
If I do this, I'll feel a little better. It made me laugh,
dude. Yeah, it made me laugh. I was like, what the fuck?
It was too funny.
Just so casually, nonchalantly, just like manipulating the energies of the crystals. Oh my God.
And then meanwhile, you know, she's like, and I just hope that he's, you know, being faithful in this. And then she's like, cut to him making out with someone. And then he immediately connected with Kate. And like, dude, Kate is definitely like, that's the guy.
Except Kate is about to chew his ass up and spit him
There's
out.
no way he survives this.
None.
No way.
None. And that's what I think like Jill is going to be completely aware of and be like, you fucking idiot.
Right.
When she sees him, to be like, this girl is literally like going to make you look like such a damn fool. But also like, let's not make ourselves fools out of ourselves. You think Jacob is looking for a serious relationship? Fuck no, Jacob's not looking for a serious relationship.
He's looking for a good time, not a long time.
Yes, dude. Jacob is just looking to get through as many girls as possible.
The ultimate
1,000%.
The ultimate move would be like, because you know how she's kind of in the ITMs like declared herself as like, oh yeah, I'm kind of like, you know, I get what I want, and I also know that he's the guy to kind of get me to the next stage.
Yes, she needs a rose.
It'd be wild if that he pulled a quick one on her and then chose Jill.
So tight.
He was just like, actually, I heard your ITMs and I've switched it on you.
That would be great TV. But he's all anyone ever has to say about him. All the guys think he's hilarious.
Yeah.
All the girls say is just what a body.
Right. He's the
saying,
perfect Bachelor in Paradise person. Like he's not mean, he's kind, he's sweet, but he's also just like, oh, hey, you're pretty.
Well, dude, I think the vibe for the show is really weird because now that they split everyone up, like, I think there's a thing. Becca was like, all the guys seem to be acting like really, really faithful. And
yeah. Oh, you mean like the guys who stayed true, like Aaron, I guess not Logan anymore. Aaron, Brandon, and Johnny.
The only person who's justified in that stance is Brendan.
Right, because it's been them the whole way.
No one else's makes any sense at all. I just think they're being pressured into it from like the potential shame of like if they don't act in this way.
Right.
It's like too, I don't know. The show is like, I think it's super weird. Personally, I don't get Aaron's taking such the high road with the Genevieve situation.
Well, I think he's probably, I mean,
loved him. I'm the Rock of Gibraltar.
Dude, he goes, honestly, my favorite is when the ladies pull up.
I'm so about it. I'm just
his, and he goes, the ladies pull up and he goes, this is an atomic bomb of biblical proportions that'll be written in the scrolls of Bachelor in Paradise.
Yes.
It's just like, bro, I love you.
It's like I'm not going anywhere. I'm
like, the Rock of Gibraltar, bro.
The Rock of Gibraltar.
But I'm kind of totally down with Genevieve and him. I'm kind of feeling like they really have a chance.
This is my only issue. What I wanted to get at is my only problem with this stuff is I can't shake the feeling that I feel like people are taking the high road choice as a way to insulate themselves against the other person, to have that in their back pocket if they find out that the other person was hooking up with someone else. Oh, you mean like
it's a manipulative move to like go, oh, I didn't and you did, therefore you're a bad person?
Yes. Or to be like, to basically be like, there's nothing bad you can say about me because I was this way the whole time. I acted in this way the entire time. You know, it's like when Justin was arguing with Genevieve and he was just pointing out everything he did to show that like, no, like I went about all of this in like a really considerate way. I think there's like a hyper focus for people to be like, this is how like, okay, in the event that you do this is how you should be behaving on this. And it's like, oh, if you don't want to look bad, be the person in the relationship who is steadfast.
Right.
Don't be the person who's like fooling around with other people. You don't want to that's how you get into trouble in the public eye on Paradise. But then it was like when they tried to break all the couples up and introduce these other things, because let's be real here, like over half these couples, they're not getting engaged. Right. At the end of it.
And even multiple people have said, like even Michael said when he was talking.
Shanae and Logan are getting engaged at the end of this show? Like,
even Michael's made it clear,
door.
like, I don't want to get engaged. I just want to date.
Yeah. Like, come on. What do you guys like? And I remember hearing one of the contestants then be like, yeah, like, oh, I mean, this is just crazy because we all had kind of like found this person and now it was time to like get towards building a relationship for the long haul. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
When did Paradise become like serious in terms of like, dude, Paradise is trial by fire.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like find the first person who's going to give you a rose and now you're going to invest everything into building a serious relationship with them.
Right.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm just having a hard time taking people at face value when they're like making these high moral choices. Cause I'm like, what is it actually like? Do you actually considerate about this person, or are you just more concerned over public shame?
I personally, I think it's person to person, but like, I think someone like Aaron isn't super interested in the public. I think he's more like, I am afraid that if I experiment too much, I'll ruin what I have with Genevieve. And I really do like what I have with Genevieve. Like, I do feel like I don't feel like he's playing a game. Like, I do feel like he's going, it won't be worth it. Like, I personally really like her and I don't see anyone here that I'm like, that's blowing my mind. So I think it's better for me to just, by the way, let's remember, we're only like day 2 into like this week long. So things can change massively.
We're going to see. I mean, we know Genevieve hooks up with someone else.
Right. So like, we see things change massively. So like there's that initial like feeling of like, oh my gosh, but like we don't know the whole story yet. But all we can say is like up until this moment, dude. But it is funny when you have like, yeah, Jacob's just like, totally, man. Well, I'm gonna miss you a lot, Jill. And then just like 5 minutes, and he's like, what's up? Hop on my lap, let's make out. Like go to the boom boom room. And then, dude, I will say the only one that didn't feel like betray-y, but just felt like oh my God, someone fell in love in 5 seconds and it's like the real deal is Rodney.
Totally.
And Eliza. Like they literally like were just like, oh my God, I've found my person. And he's been just giddy, losing his mind the whole time, being like so in love. Dude, when he kissed her, he literally reacted like, you know, when you go to like an incredible restaurant. Let me just say,
it looked like someone poured a bottle of water on him when
he was
kissing
sweating
her.
profusely. He was clearly so nervous to kiss her, and like, which is a good sign, right? If you're that nervous to kiss someone, that means like you're
he was soaking wet.
It looked like he had just gotten out of the water.
Yeah.
He was so sweaty.
I was like, dude, she's gonna have.
Yeah, can someone get this guy a towel? No, but when he kissed her, the only way I could describe his reaction was like, you know, when you go to like a really great restaurant and you take that bite of that dish and you're just like, you just start clapping, like you're just like, oh my, I gotta take a second. When he kissed her, he was just like, wow, I like that. Like he was just like appreciating the moment, and it was like, you can't hate on it. You just got to be like, dude, he's in love. Like he's in love, and you know,
poor Lace.
Yes, but like I said, I almost feel like she just, once she sees the footage, she just has to realize like, okay, well, we were vibing, but dude, like that's true love.
Again, though, fuck Wells, dude. He's talking to all of them, where he's like, oh, you don't know about Lace? Oh, you don't know how Lace is going to just lose her shit?
Like Hurricane Lace and stuff like
that?
Yeah,
just like, dude.
He's a little drama starter.
Dude, because none of them know it. They're like, really, the vibe we all got was that like Lace is really chill.
Right.
They're like, Lace seems really chill. Like I would not expect that or see that side of her. And then when she shows up, they're all like, what's she going to do?
Right.
What's she going to do? And it's like, dude, how embarrassing.
Yeah, he definitely was trying to stir the pot.
No one was asking.
Yeah, he's trying to definitely stir it up.
No one was asking, and he just comes out just being like, oh, dude, like, you want to see someone act up? Like, get ready for it.
Well, clearly producers like radioed over, and they're like, she's coming. And then they're like, all right, he's got me. Oh, you guys, you know what's crazy is Rodney's might be in trouble. You know, just started doing the whole thing.
Well, and then they were like, shit, don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Yeah.
You know, just like, where is he? Where is he, guys?
Right.
It's like,
it was interesting that Logan made out with Sarah because like he was playing so coy the whole time. You know, he was playing like, you know, I'm a little afraid. I don't want Shanae and us to have a thing. And, you know, I'm a little afraid that we're going to have an issue. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, they start making out. And you could tell he just had that nervous vibe of like, yeah, like, she's really sweet.
Who was it? Who I really liked was Brendan was like, bro, like, I think Brendan's advice was really interesting when you saw all the guys sitting together. And who was it he was talking to? And he was like, bro, what are you talking about? You should absolutely be seeing other girls.
No, that was Jacob to Logan, who was like, dude, you need to get out there and have fun.
Brendan was saying the same thing. He was like, dude, what are you talking about?
Like Shanae goes out there and cheats and all this stuff.
Well, he wasn't saying that she goes out there and cheats, but he was like, you're not in a relationship where like you need to be worried about that. He was basically like, come on. And then I saw in the ITM then with Logan, he's like, she was hooking up with someone else the whole time she was with me. Why am I even thinking twice about
Giving
this?
a little perspective.
And it's like, yeah, no shit, dude.
Right. And even up to the end with James and him, like making out with both of them right up until the
whole
end.
Time. Yeah. You guys were on a knife's edge of like, who's she going to pick? Why would you even think twice about...
To think about Shanae like going to the villas and then like just being like chilling and like she immediately grabbed Tyler.
That's where I was like, what are these guys doing? Like, what show? There's no rules here in terms of like being wrong. Like you're on a dating show.
There's no rules, but there is temperaments and different types of people.
And there's ways to be an asshole. But if you just got separated entirely and they brought in these people and you're vibing with somebody, like that's the situation you're here for.
But what would you do if you were like really vibing with someone and then, they got taken away and then someone else came in and you thought they were good looking and you thought they were cool and you had good chemistry, but you clearly hadn't gone nearly as far as you had with the other person. And then you have that fear of like, if I go more in with this person and then they end up not being really my person and then I burn the bridge with someone who might have been like, that's the problem, right?
Who knows?
That's like the real problem of the whole thing.
Who knows? I'm glad I'm not in that position. I just get to sit back and ruthlessly judge those who are.
Yeah, right. I did feel like Brittany though, with Tyler, they had that crazy chemistry that kind of obviously Rodney and Eliza had spent the whole day and they were immediately like attached at the hip, but how quickly Brittany and Tyler like connected without anyone pushing it was kind of wild. Like it's going to be interesting to see that develop because they were immediately just like, it almost was like they were waiting for each other.
I think it was Brendan telling Andrew not to feel guilty about the situation with Brittany.
Okay.
Because he was like, bro, you were with Brittany yesterday.
Right.
Like that's when you guys' relationship started.
Sure.
Was yesterday.
Okay, that makes more
like,
sense then.
Half of a day, and now you feel like that you owe her. That is like, no, dude. Like you don't need to save face in that scenario. You should date one of these women if you're interested in them.
Dude, Yesenia's awesome. The one who took him on a date and just was like,
I'm here for you.
Romancing him. I'm here for you. Like that was maybe one of the most like mature, cool things ever. And she's like feeding him pizza
also,
and everything.
Like,
I was like, dang.
Also just like, damn, dude, like, fuck, that's hard.
Yeah.
Because he's like, that to me was when I was being like, dude, what are these guys doing?
Right.
Because I was like, how do you say no to that?
Oh, like her just doing so much for him immediately.
Yeah, and he was just like...
He was already just like, oh, I don't know,
He's
man.
like, fuck, dude, like, what do I do here?
But then right at the end, he picks her up and makes out with her.
Tuh.
So, I mean, at some point, it is funny how, like, when you've been with someone for like a week, your Rock of Gibraltar doesn't last very long. It's like 24 hours, 48 hours, you can stand up to temptation. And then after a while, you're just like, come here. Like Logan went through the whole date and was like, oh, I just want to be, I don't think so. And then makes out. And Andrew's like, hey, I totally understand. Thanks for being here. Makes out. Like
one of my favorite things like on that was the attitude is Shanae's attitude when she goes, I'm going to be, for once, I'm going to be selfish.
For once, I'm taking care of me. And it was just like,
dude,
what?
We were like, yes, I love it when someone like her says shit like that.
Yeah, just like, man, you have been so selfless.
I'm going to be selfish for once.
Dude, how great was it when, when they get back from the date with Tyler and she's like super like hot and she's like, I'm gonna get Tyler and go to the boom boom room, and she like goes over, sits down next to him and just starts talking to him, and then Jill's just like, you guys, let's talk about me. And then she shows up with like her food and she's like, oh, okay, do you think Jacob still likes me? And like and then she goes, Shanae goes, you should go get a drink.
This is where I wonder what Jill's real motives were.
Oh, I think Jill's blacked out. I think she doesn't even know what's happening, and she's just going in to be like, I need someone to talk to because I've been talking to these people all day, and fresh faces.
You don't think there's a chance because, dude, her and Shanae had a moment where they locked eyes where it was obvious, incredibly obvious what Shanae was going after.
But that's what I'm saying. Jill wasn't even paying attention.
Dude,
She's so locked in her
Brittany and
thing.
Jill friends? Because Brittany had a moment with Tyler before Shanae got the date card. Brittany was talking all about how much she likes Tyler.
It's
and then
possible.
They gave Shanae the date card for the third date Shanae was getting to go on. And Shanae had already said like, oh, I want to take Tyler. So she turns immediately and takes Tyler, and they create issues with Brittany. And then Jill's like, oh my gosh, like they're going to go hang out late at night. I'm going to have my girls back and just cockblock the shit out of this until they separate and go to bed. And Shanae's not going to, like she created the, by being in that situation, by breaking that up. Do you think if Tyler and Shanae had gone to the boom boom room, there'd be a shot for Brittany with Tyler?
Oh, yes.
You still think?
Oh, you mean like, do you think Brittany would accept him, or do you think that he would go with Brittany?
Oh, Tyler doesn't. We're not asking about if Tyler would have any issues sleeping with Shanae and then go and sleep with Brittany.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay,
I was saying, do you think Brittany has a shot with like? Do you think that opening exists if Shanae takes Tyler to the boom boom room that night?
I personally don't think that that Jill was reading that she was going to take him to the boomer room. I don't think that at all. I honestly think she is so like, imagine when you're anxious as fuck all day.
Yeah.
You're not thinking like what else is going on. You're just so in your head. I think she saw fresh faces to talk to because she's been talking to everybody else and they kind of started to check out. And then she goes, oh, fresh faces. And then she's just, you guys, yeah, let's talk about me. Because she literally walks up and goes, let's talk about me.
Well,
she didn't go, how was your date? She didn't do an investigative at all. You know, because if you were a friend that was trying to break up a relationship, you'd be like, so how was your date? Interesting. Oh, interesting. Well, Shanae, don't you miss Logan? You know, you would be doing that kind of shit. But she just was like, guys, let's talk about me. Do you think Jacob still likes me? Like, it was amazing. It just made me like Jill even more.
You may have something.
Because it wasn't calculated. It was just chaos. It was just like, guys.
I'm just looking for that next, Dr. Doom. I'm looking for that next person who's just got their finger on the button to just be a little pot stirrer.
I think next week is when everything's going to get really crazy because we saw a little bit this week, we saw a couple makeouts, a couple things shifting, but like that's day one, that's 48 hours. We're talking a week.
Well, I'm like,
dude, day 6, 5, people are going to start really
legitimately
losing
concerned for Lace.
She's going home.
I'm very concerned. I'm just like, they have thrown her through the ringer.
She's going home. There's no way she stays after this because she broke down over at the villas. She there's no way, like once Rodney goes through this with her and goes, hey, I'm sorry, we're done. There's no way she goes, oh, okay.
She's
and then, like,
broken.
She's done.
Producers broke her. Mentally, they pushed past her limit.
And of course, they went up to her and said, hey, if you want to go see Rodney.
Like, we can make that happen.
We can make that happen. Okay. Which is brutal because you're not allowing her to like experience.
They're not your friend. They're not your friends.
They're the devil.
They're soul sucking.
Oh, you know who I feel bad right now for?
Mm-hmm.
Is the guys who entered into the ladies' villa.
Dude.
Because like they want to like, other than Tyler, they want to like hang out with him. And the girls are so shut down and they're just sitting there like, well, okay,
how about the Australians?
With me? Yeah, what about him?
Did you see how he comes out when he's like, yeah, the vibe seems like
kind of a bummer.
Kind of, yeah. Whatever. But then like, do you see him like in the pool and he was like coming out of the pool and he was like kind of touching himself, like looking at the girls and they're all just like totally unapproachable and he's just like,
like that didn't work.
Dude, I was laughing so hard at that. And then the Australian woman who says, not my circus, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Right. All these phrases that we don't use, but I love.
I was like, what the hell?
It's a great one.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Dude, how much were you sweating when Lace showed up, and then all the guys are sitting at the table, and Lace is like, "Where's Rodney?" And they're like, interesting. Who did you say? Rodney? Yeah.
Who?
I've heard the name. And then she's like,
Rodney,
where?
You're talking this Rodney?
Wait,
that Rodney.
Like, Rodney. Oh, yeah.
Where is he?
And then you would see like Aaron in the corner, like laughing, trying not to smile because he was just like so nervous. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, "Hey, are you doing okay? Like, everything okay?" Like trying to distract her from the fact that like the one person who's on a date is her guy. And then like Brendan's like, "Hey, so how are the other girls? Do they miss us?" And she's like, don't ask questions about them. I'm here to talk to him."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, you're gonna have to talk to him about that."
I do. Okay, so first, Michael being like, puts his arm around her and he's like, "Yo, like, are you okay?"
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. That was real. That was a real moment to me.
Of just him being like, "Your world's about to end."
Of being just like a good dude of like, yeah, he's on a date with this other girl and like, they're right now, and he really likes her. You're screwed.
Michael, the ultimate.
He was good on that.
Well, yeah, he was good on that. And talk about the ultimate, like, talk about a show loving you. They literally just said,
they love him.
Justin, James, yeah, you guys can go home. I think we should stick you around. Bring her in.
Bring her
it's
in.
literally just like the perfect
I
show for him.
felt like it was like when they offer the goat to the T-Rex in Jurassic Park. Dude, the way he like seized that situation was like kind of freaky.
He's like, will you love me?
Yeah, basically he's like, oh my God, grabs her by the hand, kisses her hand, takes her to the bar.
And was just like, you're with me, by the way.
Yeah.
There's no one you can date, by the way.
There's no one else that you're going to talk to. You're just here for me. It was like, yo.
It was just funny because it was like clearly just the most obvious, like right before the rose ceremony. Like we're keeping him on.
He's also like talking about how he's not ready and all of this stuff. And then all of a sudden they're like,
going through it.
Yeah, well, not for her.
Yeah, but it was an interesting thing, though, because it was like when he was on that boat, you know, and he's talking about how he's like, on paper, I really want this to be working, but I'm struggling. And it's like, man, that clearly is he's going through like a roller coaster of emotion there, because it's like, can't seem to break through that thing, you know, that like with her, like, because, you know, they have like similar traumas, and it's like she had an amazing she was able to put words to a lot of like the stuff they were talking about, you know, and I was like, she was very poetic in how she was able to say, hey, this is what I've gone through, this is kind of what I feel we deserve now, and this is what we should go after in life. And it seemed to kind of break him down a little bit, which I thought was pretty impressive.
Dude, she seems super cool.
Yeah, she's got like way too mature for the show. Like way too mature for the show. Like, how are they going to get her to have some drama? Like, it's she's just way on some next level shit.
No, they're like, they might as well be. Who is the couple that was on again that I was like, what the fuck? Why do we keep having all these couple moments?
Yeah.
And they went home at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Andrew's quote, I think Genevieve is built the same way. Cut to Genevieve just making out with someone else.
Oh, because Aaron was saying like, oh, she's going to stick it there for me.
Love that.
Yeah, it's about to get real messy. Because the people who have stood... Because here's the thing.
When they all get back in the same room.
Yeah, but also it's like, there's a difference between holding out because you truly like someone and holding out because you just miss them right now. And I think that's what we're going to see break down. You know what I mean? Like, the people who just miss them...
That was well said.
Does that make sense? Yeah, so it's like, someone who really cares about someone will stand, and then someone who's just like, I miss that feeling, can get that feeling replaced fairly quickly. So it's like, we'll see people fail or fall into these new loves like day 3, 4, because they're going to feel that warmth again of someone like paying attention to them versus like, I really miss this person because I want to be with that person. So it's going to be interesting to see like those who have held out. You know, I don't think it's going to last for most of them. I mean, Brendan and Serene, I don't think that's going anywhere, but like, you know, the Aaron and the Genevieves, the Johnnies and the Victorias, like if those last, that'll be amazing. I mean,
I don't know why Johnny thinks that one's lasting.
Because they just started to connect.
Connect? I mean, what did we even see that they were?
But that's
so
what I mean. Like,
on?
Just connect, not like they're in love. Just connect. You know, and the connect.
Because they give date cards to people who are really getting serious, like when it's obvious,
right? And you got to think about the fact that like there's way more people when you're around in the big group, and you've only been there for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And like Victoria came like halfway through. So she's going to have more time. Someone like Victoria is going to have more time with these new guys than she's even had with Johnny. So it's like, it's going to be interesting. Well, I'm actually really looking forward to these next couple episodes. I think they're going to be litty.
Starting to make sense why they expanded the season.
Yeah. Like obviously there's a lot of shit show that goes on. The one thing I do really like about this season is that I don't feel like I've been able to predict anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Like literally, I can't even make a prediction because it's just like the second I make a prediction, someone's with someone completely different and has changed directions 50-50. Like if you could tell me that like 2 days ago, Logan would be making out with Sarah. It's like, who's Sarah, first of all, 2 days ago? And no, he's locked in with Shanae. Or you know what I mean? It's like, it's just getting to this point where you're like, it's so unpredictable. It's just dope. It's going to be fun. Well, you guys, we love you all so much. Have an amazing weekend. This is a fun batch in paradise. They're really bringing out all the stops. We're enjoying it. That's all I can say about that. How about you, sir?
I'm looking forward to what tomorrow brings.
Tomorrow? What's tomorrow?
I don't know. Just like the next iteration.
Oh,
I think
got
that
it.
was one of the girls in the show said something like, I'm looking forward to what tomorrow holds. And I was like, that's not the saying.
That's her saying though.
It drives me nuts when people say things in front of the camera who they're just like making shit up.
Right.
There was one guy who was on the show. He was blonde. He would just say random sayings.
Yeah.
He would just be like, he tried to fight someone on Paradise. Remember who I'm talking about?
Are you talking about this show?
On Bachelor, he was a Bachelor contestant. He tried to fight someone on Paradise like 1 or 2 seasons ago. He was like, we always said he was like a Labrador.
Yeah. I forgot.
And then he like went crazy on Paradise and got too drunk and tried to fight someone.
Oh yeah.
But he would always have these crazy like out of pocket sayings that was just like made up on the spot.
Yeah. Like, you can't go after it twice because once is the only way to go. And you're just like, it makes no sense.
That's not. You'd be like, that's sort of like what people.
You're like, that sounds similar to something I've heard, but I can't really.
That's definitely not it. It was like trying to be like these old timey sayings.
Right.
Like that's not.
You're like, you got halfway there and then you just made up the rest.
You know what they say? Squeeze a penny and you just have
you get lemonade.
Yeah.
And huh?
Stretch a penny, stretch a penny into 50 cents.
And you're
that's
like,
what happens.
I don't think so.
Pretty sure that's not it.
Well, we love you all. Have an amazing weekend. We will see you next week for even more drama unfolds.
And just remember us for our positive moments, not our negative moments, everyone. Okay. Thank you.
Love us always and never
just love us always.
No matter what we do, love us.
Everything that you didn't like, just forget it and only remember and talk about the things that you enjoyed. Thank you.
We love you all.
Thank you. Peace and blessings.